Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. We have Hometown Charms number 10, 10, 10, 10. So let's do that first. Then I have some other things. So stay to the end because I have a little swing through on my emptying my bins. So yeah, because that's exciting. We quilters like to empty those bins. That means we've made progress. Okay, so let's do Hometown Charms. It is the library. Shh, shh, the library. Do they still make you be quiet in the libraries? I haven't been in one for a little while. I remember that at one point they put in like quiet rooms and quiet sections because the kids area and people talking and the internet stuff. So yeah. I like that maybe there's a little bit more activity, that if you want really quiet places, you go somewhere. Okay, I'm digressing. First, let me show you the block on the bigger side. Here we go. My library love of the library started in 5th grade. I can specifically remember it. When we moved to Germany, we moved to Lindsay Air Base. So those of you who are familiar with Lindsay Air Base in Germany, that's where my school was, that's where the library was, that's where you went shopping, that's where the hospital was. My youngest brother was born there. Anyways, I digress again. But the library, that is where I discovered the library. I would go after school, and I tell you a little bit in the story here. I did, a science project in there because we had to dissect crawfish, and I discovered that by looking in the things in the library that a lobster looked a lot like a crawfish. So I didn't actually have to dissect the crawfish in class. I just went to the library and got the information there. Yes, I took out big books like Pearl Buck books and read those. Fast forward my life as a quilt maker, I have taught in libraries all over the country with guilds. So I love the library system. It is awesome. There is a combo, like the layout. Look how it looks side by side. Isn't this cool? This is very cool. So let's first take a look at the colors before I pick the colors for the block and show it to you, because we are down to the last 3. The top area is all sewn. I am not going to unsew anything. So that means each block is specifically color chosen so that it can go in that position and balance the colors around the whole quilt. That's where we are in the sampler now. So let's take a look at that. Looking at the colors, I like this teal orange that's up here, and I have the teal orange here. So I could repeat it again down here. That would be like 3 blocks. It would be a lot of sort of that teal and orange, that persimmon kind of color. Also, I could bring tulips. I don't want a heavy pink. No heavy pink, but I could bring this dark in again over here, which is kind of that burgundy color. So, looking at it now, these last 3, I'm balancing. So because this is sewn, so all that's sewn, I'm not going to shake anything out of there. So I'm controlling it as I make them now to get a nice balance of color. So we know no heavy pink, but I'm thinking, okay, so I've got 2 colorways to show you, and let's see what they look like. So I pulled a couple of combinations for this guide. Let's see, the library block, let's see what it looks like. So the first would be this cinnamon. So this is the block that's on the top right. That's the same fabric that's in there. Then I could use the tulips, and let me get this page. So I would use this cinnamon color where the background is. So it would be very heavy on this color, where that medium is. And then the light, I would use maybe this taupe, so like that. And then for the dark, I could use the tulip. So this tulip, the teal tulip fabric. So I could bring the tulips in on this guy, which I kind of like doing that. Now this would be, bring in those colors again for a 3rd block on the quilt. Now if I don't want to do it here, I could do a 3rd block in the middle. It's like the next one, I could use this color combination to get another block that has more of this in it. So here's another combination I was thinking, which was using this teal or teal, turquoise for the background, and then use the burgundy that we had in that block on the right for the dark part. And then the light, I could do some pink, the pink tulips. I could do some pink tulips for the light. That would be kind of pretty. Or instead of that, which means there's no tulip fabric in this one. Oh, no tulip fabric. And I could use this background, which I used in the block all the way at the top of this column, but it's far enough away and just used in the center. I think this used here in the lights would be fine. It wouldn't look like it was unbalanced. And I like that combo better than the pink. I like it better than the pink. I think it needs that pop. I like that high contrast of these two. You know, that's how I had the other block with this one. I mean, with this, it has a high contrast. I really like that look. So you see, you know, you could spend a lot of time making blocks. I don't think there's enough of this turquoise to do the whole background, because these are 3.5 inch squares. So I need one that's got enough fabric to do that. And this one does. This one definitely. See, got plenty of this one. But I've used this one twice now, and so there's a lot less of it. See, I wouldn't even be able to do it. Wouldn't be able to get all of it. And you can mix it, but I don't want to. I don't want to. So I don't know. Both of those are cool. So I have to decide. I think I'm going to go with this one, because I want to bring that colorway down there again. I also use this color in the stripe version, which is the tree trunks, and I really like that so that it's moving around. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this one up, and now because I've got the die cut open right now and all set up, I'm going to go ahead and use my die, my AccuQuilt die for this, and it is the one that is a 3-inch finished half square triangle. So these guys, I don't have to do any trimming or cutting because everything is done. The dog ears are done. You just sew and press and you're done. So I will be doing all of the triangles with this guy. And if you missed my video yesterday, I did some die cutting, so you could go back and watch that. And I know a lot of you don't watch all my videos. What? So today, go watch some back videos. For the die, I've cut rectangles that are just a little bigger than this, and I want to put right sides together, the two parts, so that when I'm sewing them, you know, they'll be already together. So they'll be cut and they'll be sewn right here together. So let me just run it through and I'll show you. Like yesterday, you just put these on here. I made them big enough so I don't have to fuss around too much, you know, with placement. And you angle them so it's all straight of grain with the angle of the die. Put the plastic on top. My machine is on. Then you just push it through. It just grabs it, comes out the other side. And then let me show you up close. Here they are cut. When I pick this up, I have two sets here. So I have the coral, the persimmon orangey color and the teal together. So I just pick them up. There's my half square triangle, and I'll just run it right through the machine. And there's 4 of them, and I'll do the others for the pattern, and I don't have to do anything but press them. Perfect, like magic. And here is how it looks. It came out awesome. I love it. I love having that really deep, you know, peach color. Okay, or that persimmon or that orangey color. You know, it's not orange, but yeah. If you go on my website, I will have a full picture of it up there to show you full on do the whole thing. I think I have to push it all up some to take a picture. Okay, a couple other things. I have a wonderful mail call, so let me do that first. This first one is from it is from Karen in Massachusetts. Yeah, beautiful card. Oh, so nice. And then she sent me a yummy Starbucks. Mwah. Thank you so much. Totally love that. I was just talking to my neighbor the other day. They're new here to our subdivision, but not new to the area. They just lived in a different neighborhood. But she just went bike riding with her kids to get their hair cut at our plaza. And she said she loved it. The kids were all on their bikes. She said, I just love it here. I'm like, yeah, I can't move because I have to have a walk, be able to walk to my plaza. Okay, so the other one here is from our wonderful ambassador, Brenda. And she knows I'm working, several of you know I'm going to be working on that horse quilt. So she had some horse fabric that she sent me. And then this is actually a panel. So, oh, wow. Let's see. Yeah, so it has like big panels. Those would be cute for like pillows. Look at that. Really, really darling. And so fun. Brenda knows me. Look at this. This pink flamingo pillow. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, Brenda. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah. This is so me. So cute. So cute. Okay, a couple other things. Let's take a look at the storage stuff, because that's important for me right now. So getting it figured out. So I did a little filming. Let's go. Time to empty the bin for this one. I am still doing a little border, but I'm gonna empty the bin because I'm not using the fabrics. I'm not gonna use, there's just one fabric maybe in here so that I need for the border. But let's take a look. So the book, I will take out my Wonder Clip, and the same with paperwork here, which can go into recycling. So then I have a bag with some parts, another recycling, a note paper. I have a whole group of blocks that I did. Either they didn't work out or they were some, pieces. I'm not sure why I have those. And those can go in the scrap bag. And then these were the blocks I did in the beginning to just show you the sizes of the blocks. So these can go all into the parts center. And then a plastic bag, oops, no, still another recycling, spool of thread, and my little heart I had in the photos. So those, of course, get put away, and a bag to reuse. I reuse bags a lot. Okay, this one I need. This is what I got, and I was originally thinking it would be the binding, and now I'm thinking, it might be part of my thought for a really simple little border around the Secret Liza color. So this one will go over actually with the quilt top. Okay, now let's go with the green. I'm going to make a pile for charity, and then a pile to keep. So this is the same green I'm using for socialites for Joanna Figueroa's fabric. So I'm going to put that over there. So that will just go over on that side. I'm going to keep this one. This is a tulip pink fabric. There's not much of this one left. I'm going to keep it because I really like that color. It's kind of different. The coral, I need to keep that. Or seaweed, or whatever it is. Maybe it's seaweed. Yeah, it's beachy. I've used this quite a bit, but I think I'm going to keep it. That I'm going to put into the charity one. I like this. Who is this by? This was by Basic Gray. So I like that shape a lot, and there's enough to keep. I live the older Kate Spain. I really like this one. It's got this like little colors in it. I like that. I've used this as kind of a good basic. I've got a bigger chunk of this one. We're going to keep that. I'm going to keep the green and the gingham. And then I'm going to let this one go and this one go over to the charity stuff. The black, I will let that black go. And I'm going to keep this one a little bit more. It's old. I've used it a lot. I'm going to keep it anyway. So I'm going to keep this one, this black, and this black. All right, now for the aqua, this one will go into the charity bin. I'm keeping these dots because there's quite a bit of it, so I can use that. Okay, the pinks. I'm going to, let's see. The gingham, there's not much, and the butterflies, there's not much. I'm going to cut these up into my 2.5 inch squares. And then that pink, that's really a nice sort of basic pink. Okay, I have a lot of pink. That can go. I'm going to keep this one, the lanterns. This is my harmony. I will put that. I have a lot more harmony. I like this white-based one. I wonder if that, no, it's got, I think, too much other colors for sweater weather. So, but I'm going to keep that one. Definitely have to keep my chocolates and the word print. And this funky one that looks like the 50s. I like that one. And there's that same design here. And then I'm going to go ahead and let this one go. I might cut it up, 2.5 inch squares. Okay, the light colors, I'm keeping this one. Keeping the girls, the ballerinas. This isn't much, but I really like it. It's kind of effective, so I'm going to keep it. This one can go for the charity. And this one I have used in so many, like 3 quilts now. And there's still a little bit here, but it's not enough. It has to be something scrappy or something really small because there's just not enough. So I'm going to let that go to the charity bin. All right. Now what this means is I have this bin empty, but you will note there's no lid. And that's because this is my one and only that I dropped and it cracked the back hinge part of the plastic lid. But what's happened, it's been kind of a serendipitous because my shelf, I have one shelf that's a little bit deeper setting, so I can put more fabric. I can kind of, it doesn't have to have, since there's no lid, it can kind of, you know, pile up. Or in other words, it can snow cone. Do you know that term, snow cone? Snow cone is when your trash can generally is like filled up and overflowing. You can't, like the lid's like this and the trash is, that's called snow coning your trash. Well, I'm gonna snow cone my box here because I'm going to put the, I have to move this. I'm gonna put the Scrappiness is Happiness stuff in here because that bin is full up to the top. I can barely even shut this thing. It's actually bowing a little bit in the middle. Oh, so this will be perfect. I will put it in here, and I will probably put the book on either on my stand over here. Whoops, can you see that? Yeah, I'll probably put the book on the stand because I'm using it weekly. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to set it over there because that's where I had the table topper book since we were doing that weekly. That worked out really nicely to leave it there. So that's what I'm going to do. Put my table topper away, book away, and put the Scrappiness is Happiness book there, and then just load the fabric into this bin where it can overflow. It doesn't need to be flat to the top. All right, so that's good. Got through that one. Just have to put these things away now and switch out the label. I'm going to see if I can peel it off because the other one I've already written on it, Happiness is Scrappiness. So I'll just see if I can pull that other label off and put it on here and swap them. Otherwise, I'll just clean it because that's a marker on those little stickers and it just wipes off. So, or sometimes a little cleaner has to get it off. Okay, that was productive. If you have a bin that you need to address, my challenge is you do it today. Mwah. Some more bin efficiency. So this is my project bin. On top here, I'd like to have something that's kind of the more focused in being used. So I need to finish the red zinger. I have the 2 borders done, so I need to put them on and sew the other 2 borders. This has to come really high priority, maybe even higher than sweater weather. And then I want to, after this is done, I will come and put sweater weather in here. And that way that'll be all good. And then on my other thing where I have sweater weather, I can get that bin emptied. So let me go over there because I'm going to show you my plants on the way. Look, I'm fighting a little gnat problem though still. I got rid of one plant that I just could not seem to get rid of the gnats, and I'm still having a little bit of a gnat problem, but I think I'm getting it under control. So anyways, a little diversion. So the sweater weather is in here. I get that top bin emptied. This can all be emptied and used for something that is really current, one of the weeklies. So one of the weekly projects. So these would be, this one will also be emptied in a couple weeks when we're done with Hometown Charms. Down here is the socialites, and my socialites blocks are being held in this beautiful holder that Melissa, our ambassador, made for me. And then the piece de resistance, I have, what have I got? Empty bin, empty bin, empty bin, empty bin, empty bin. Woohoo! Well, look at all those empty bins. So I can sort of reorganize my projects. These labels, I love these labels so much. Let me just show you the package. This is them. I'll link them in the description box. And then I bought an aftermarket pen. I bought these pens, which work really well. They do after a while and sort of not come off as well if you've reused them a lot. See this one? I can probably get one more out of that. I'll just write over top of it because it's, you know, pretty high contrast. But after a while it won't. But this one, look, this one cleaned up super good. So anyway, I have empty bins. How many did I say? 5? That is incredible. No, yeah, 5 empty bins in there. That is so helpful. I can get some things, and then I have to go through these 3, which are all collections and different things I've thought about or want to possibly do. So I need to reorg those 3. They are bugging me. All right. That is sort of behind the scenes of a few things that have been going on. The Wall of Towers. Oh, and this unit was made by Koala Studios, same as my table, but they don't make that anymore. They don't make that unit anymore. So this is my koala table unit. Isn't it gorgeous? You can get one of these too. They're amazing. Do it. Today also wraps up the quilt auction to benefit the Virginia Quilt Museum. So if you have not gotten your bid in today or you were thinking about it, now's the time to go. There's a really nice set of bids. There's a few that still are not that high, so there you go. All of the money goes to the Virginia Quilt Museum for putting on programs and exhibitions of the quilts and the quilt stories. So it is awesome. So I hope you get in on that. And okay, so we have our library in our hometown. We're going to celebrate our library. If you have a story, my ambassadors have all, not all of them, but a good number of them gave a story about their libraries, which you can read at my website today. And then Kendall, our ambassador, on his YouTube channel, he is making blocks. And so you could go over there if you want to see that. If you have your die cut machine and haven't die cut lately, maybe pull that out and give it a go, like I just did. Okay, I love it. So it is going to get sewn to the tree down there so that I'm moving along. So as we get to the 12th block, then I just have to add borders. I won't have to do anything else. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. Thank you for bidding on the quilts to support the Virginia Quilt Museum. I love you. I'll see you online.